Good afternoon. It is almost 4 o'clock on Tuesday, September 19th. Can you believe we're halfway through September already? It just blows my mind. Let me see if I can find myself on my page so I can see comments, as long as it doesn't go to the reel again. Yay, we're having regular, not having issues with Facebook today. Fun, fun, fun. I think last week I had to try and look on my iPad for comments because it wasn't coming up on my computer. But anyway, so thank you for joining me. It is 4 o'clock on the dot. Let me take a quick sip of water. And it is Tuesday, September 16th. And it is Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny. My name is Jenny Fetz, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in East Contra Costa County, which is just a little bit east of the Bay Area. And I forgot to mute my computer so I don't hear feedback. I don't hear myself echoing. But anyway, Tammy and I are going to be doing, we did cards today. She did one this morning, really pretty card, very fall-like, using these 4 colors. We're going to use Berry Burst, Pretty Peacock, Secret Sea, and Pecan Pie. Usually when you do a color combo, it's 3 colors. At least that's what we've always done. We decided we wanted to throw a 4th color in there. And this screams very regal, and it screams fall-like too. So she did some great techniques using the sponge daubers. Hey, Tammy, welcome. So you'll have to check out hers. You will find a link to her video on my blog tomorrow. So check it out, or you can go to Cards by TLC here on Facebook and catch a replay as well. Let's go ahead and get started. We're using these 4 colors. And actually, I think I'm using ink for 3 of them. I'm not using the Pecan Pie ink today. So we're going to set these inks right up here in the corner. Let me show you what we're going to do. We are going to be using Charming Day stamp set, Charming Day dies, as well as the Floral Charm DSP that matches these and coordinates these, and the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots. So I think the only thing I'm not using from, I believe, this suite is probably a ribbon or something along that line. So anyway, so Charming Day, a charming card. And let's go ahead and show you this card. I saw this card and I'm like, I love it. It was a, where is that? I get all my inspiration on Pinterest, of course, and I found this sketch on Mojo Monday on Pinterest, and so I thought I'd try it out. I made a few adjustments to it because it didn't have measurements on it, and I saw this technique with this raised embossed. I say embossed because it's not embossed as we think about it, using embossing folders. Actually, we take dies and we apply the dies of the same color of cardstock that we used. So I'll show you how we did this. It's really fun. I saw it and I loved it. And I'm like, I gotta try it. And then I saw this card. I'm like, this works. I'm also gonna show you how you can get an exact match for ribbon if we don't have that ribbon color that you like so much. So let's go ahead and get started. It is, let's see, let's start here. We'll go with the card base. And the card base is our Pecan Pie, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And where did I think I've turned into Tammy. Where is my bone folder? I have one around here. My desk is a little crazy. I don't know what happened to my bone folders. Tammy, where's my bone folders at? Anyway, all right, we'll just use our finger and we'll rub real hard on it. That works too. All right, so thank you. I'm glad you think it's pretty. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and stamp the inside first. And our inside, instead of using white, I'm using very vanilla because I think it's perfect, coordinates perfectly with the colors, especially the peach or the pumpkin pie. Peach pie, pumpkin pie. It's up. You took all my foam folders. That's what I figured. It's one of the pies, Pecan Pie. The very vanilla goes with the pecan pie, and we're going to use the Can't Wait. Oh no, You Made My Day, and this little branch stamp in there. So let's go ahead and get those stamps out. And we're going to do them in pecan pie. I can't get my colors. Pretty Peacock. And we're going to just do a little bit. We're going to do a branch here. And then we're going to turn this over. And we're going to do a branch on the opposite corner. There we go. And then we're going to also do You Made My Day on the inside. Lightly tap. We're going to do it right in the center. There you go. That looks a little crooked, so we're going to flip it over. And this time I'm going to stand up so that I can see what I'm doing and make sure I get it even. There we go, perfect. All right, so now let's go ahead and add our branches. I love the fact that there's two sides of the paper so that when we do make a mistake, we can start anew. There you go. So there's the inside of our card. I'm going to close my Pretty Peacock ink. Otherwise, I'll put my hand in it. All right, let's go ahead and put this inside our card. Let's see. And again, let's clear that out. It doesn't happen often, but it wouldn't happen if I put the lid back on it, but I just keep it in my little cute little Skagway, Alaska glue holder that I got from a friend. So, all right, let's put some quick ink on that. Almost put that in upside down. That's the problem when you do, if you have to stamp on the second side, always make sure you're putting the adhesive on the correct side and that you don't accidentally glue it upside down. All right, so there's the inside of card. And we're gonna leave that right there, put it off to the side. Now we're gonna take, and I forgot to tell you, this size is 4 by 5 1/4. And now we're going to take our other Very Vanilla, which is also 4 by 5 1/4. And we have 2 pieces of our DSP from the Floral Charms. It's, I love the leaves on this. It's Pretty Peacock in Berry Burst. And we're going to, it looks like, oh, I forgot to cut these down. So I need to cut these down. These are going to be 5 1/8 by 1 7/8. So where's my paper cutter? There it is. I thought I cut it down, but I guess I didn't. So let's go ahead and bring this out, our paper cutter, and we're going to cut these at, I'm going to cut them at the same time so I get exactly the same cut. And we're going to need to make these let's see, 5 1/8. So we're going to go up here. Let me bring this down a little bit. 5 1/8 right there. All right, cut that down. Little scraps, toss those. And then we need them to be 1 7/8. So I'll go ahead and down here. I didn't cut these at all. I thought I had. So 1 7/8 would be right about there. So let's go ahead and cut these down, little scraps. All right, now they're the right size. Hi, oh, you forgot about this teamy. Yeah, I forgot about this DSP where these colors too, and then I started looking through them going, oh my goodness, I love it. And I wanted to use it. All right, I'm gonna put adhesive on these and center them on my Very Vanilla. So we're gonna do a little bit there, and then we're gonna do, let's see, let's bring that down a little bit. So it should look a little bit like, let's see. We'll put one on there and then we'll do the other. I'm gonna move my glue over here. All right, I love this print too, but we're not gonna use that print today. We're using just the Berry Burst, the side B. Let's see. And when you're placing and paper piecing together pieces of paper, it's better to use Tombow glue or our multi-purpose liquid glue, only because it allows you a little bit of wiggle room. I love this one too, but again, we're using side B. It allows you some wiggle room, because if you're using the Stampin' Seal, once it goes down, it's hard to move, whereas this you can wiggle around a little bit. So we're going to do, we're going to do that. All right. So there we go. We got all that together. We're going to set this aside. And now we have another, that's, when I put on my blog, what you see when I have the directions is I have everything by layers. And so I have the card base listed, and then I go on from there from layer 1, layer 2. So layer 1 would be this very vanilla. These 2 strips are layer 2. Now we're going to move on to layer 3, which is very vanilla, and it's 4 by 1 3/4. And then we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to label, or not label, we're going to attach our Secret Sea to it. Well, Secret Sea is layer 4. And what you'll need to do this, to create this embossing, is a piece of paper. This is 1.5 by 3 3/4. And then I have taken a piece of Secret Sea that's about 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. But this just depends on Patty. For some reason can't connect to the live. She just gets a black screen. That's weird. Oh, that's okay. She can watch the replay. We know that replays are there for technical issues and everything. So I totally understand. But this is the, what did I say, 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. And what I've done is I've put a piece of adhesive sheet on the back, so that I can put these on. And I prefer using it for delicate pieces like this. So anyway, I've already cut out 4. We're going to cut out a 5th one. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what I do. I'll use my Stampin' Up. Move my card. All right. Put here, and I didn't get out the die, so let me get out the die. And I'm using from our, got ahead of myself. So what I'm using from the Charming Day die is just this one little leaf die here. And we're going to put that right there. And if you're doing a bigger piece, you could get a couple more pieces out of here that you would use, but we won't need more than 5. We may not even need all 5. Depends on how you position them on the piece of paper that you're adhering them to. So let's go ahead and roll this through and cut it. And then, oop, a little tight. All right, there we go. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I've been busy around here. Oops, that was my tray. That was the plates that fell off of my thing. All right, I think I started with my dog. He's now been finding a different place to sit or lay down. So, all right, let's take these out. And if you're wondering how to get rid of or pull these out, you don't have to pull. You can take a pick tool or a little piercing tool or toothpick or whatever, and or a little pin, and put it in there, and you push through these little holes here, and that pushes these out. So let's go ahead and put this back so I don't lose it, because it's a small die. And what we're going to do is we're going to get my silicone mat that I have around here. Where did I see it? There it is. And I'm going to lay this on here so that I can attach these. And I'm going to pull them off. And some of them I might actually cut. I've got my special scissors that are non-stick since I'm using adhesives. And let's start over here. We're going to start with this one and pull the adhesive off carefully. And I'm just going to place it like right here. It can go off because we'll just cut around the edges. And I'm going to take another one and pull it off. And let's see, you know what I might do? I think I might cut this one. I think I'm going to cut it right down there. And adhere it right like that. We're going to put this one right here. And then we're going to put a couple more on here. I'm watching for comments. Yeah, the tone on tonal is so pretty. And it looks like you've embossed the paper with an embossing folder, but you really haven't. That's what I love about this, is the look, the embossed look it gives. I saw this on, I don't know, I thought I saw it on another Facebook page for demonstrators. And I'm like, I have to try that. They did it on the entire card base, which was really pretty. All right, so we're gonna put, you just go in different directions. And we'll do that there. And then I'll probably take this last one and put it right along that way. So you can use, you know, however many you need. Oh, wait a minute. Started pulling, it looked like the card stock was splitting, so we're going to pull from the other side. All right. All right, and we're going to just leave that like so. And you just put them on in different directions, and now I'm just going to cut this off. You know what? I think I might get my bigger scissors. Let's try these. Hopefully this doesn't work. Hopefully. And I'm just going to cut right along the edge, just to cut those off, and we'll peel these off. And the nice thing about titanium and non-stick scissors is that the adhesive doesn't stay, it doesn't stick. And if it does a little bit, you can just use a little rubbing alcohol to get the adhesive off. All right. I'll get my little pile going over here off to the side. All right. I saw this this technique, this embossing technique, and thought, gosh, that looks difficult. It is so simple, yet so elegant looking. I can't wait to use it more with maybe bigger pieces of leaves or in flowers. Matter of fact, it would look really pretty as if you embossed an entire, I'm getting sidetracked here. If you embossed an entire card base with this die here, would look really pretty. Or you can do these, which are just the flowers, or these leaves here would look really pretty if you're doing a larger spot or a larger surface than just this small one right here. All right. I hope you guys could see that. I'm not sure. I'm looking now. I'm wondering. I hope it was on screen when I was showing it to you. All right. Let's see. Make sure we get all of our pieces. We have all of our pieces. All right, we don't need the silicone mat anymore. We don't need the scissors anymore. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to attach this. Looks like there's a little bit. There we go. We're going to attach this to the middle here, but before we do that, we're going to cut it with our paper turner. I forgot about that. You could leave it whole if you wanted to. That would look really pretty too, but I like the spacing in it. And so you're going to cut these at, what was it again? Well, here's what I do. I can't remember the exact measurements. So what I did is I just did it in half. And this is 3 inches, or 3, what did I say? 3 3/4 inches. And half of 3 3/4 inches. Let me figure that out on my math. I had this written down somewhere else, and now I'm doing it. 3 3/4 inch. So a half of 3 inches is 1 1/2, and let's see, 3/4 of an inch. If I did that in, let's see, I like to count too. I did 3/4, 1, 2, 3. How many sixes or how many eighths is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths. So that's 6 eighths. So half of 6 eighths is 3 eighths. So 1/2 is, you guys are watching me do my math here. I apologize for this. I had it written down, but I didn't have it right down. I just had it cut down into 3. 6 eighths is, let's see, 6 eighths, and 1/2 is 4 eighths. Okay, that's not going to make sense. 3 is 1 1/2. And then we want to go, oh, half of 6 eighths is 3 eighths. We're going to go 3 more eighths. 1, 2, 3. So we're actually going to cut it at 1 7/8. And yep, there we go. And here's a hint. Don't cut on the side that you've got the raised emboss. Cut on the flat side so that you're in there. All right, and then this is 1 7/8 is equivalent to, let's see, I have to do my math here. That's 8 eighths, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 eighths. That's not going to work. So we're going to go 16ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 sixteenths. So 14 sixteenths and 1 inch. What's half of 14? 7 sixteenths. So we're going to go 7 sixteenths, I think. Let's try this out. Let's see, for it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 sixteenths. There we go. And they're pretty close, darn close. So we're going to go 14 sixteenths. So you're going to go 14 sixteenths. There we go. And then we go, there we go. And then we just put it together again so we make sure we have all the pieces sitting next to each other. It's like a puzzle. Sorry about that math problem, guys. Oh, I tell you. Well, doing my 5th grade math. I remember teaching fractions to 5th graders doing student teaching. So, all right. I'm going to make a note real quick of it being 7 sixteenths is what I need to do. That way I have that on my video, or my instructions on my blog. All right. Let's get rid of those. Now we're going to go ahead and put these in. I'm going to always do what I always do when I glue pieces apart is I put them in order, and then I do the first and I do the last, and then I fill it in. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to center these. That way I know that they're centered and the spacing is just right. So we'll put that there. We'll do another one. All right, right there. And we'll do this one here. Oh, wait a minute. This, there we go. Well, it's not quite as separated as it is on my other card. Something must be off in my cutting. I don't know. But you know what? Does it matter? No. As long as you're close, it doesn't matter. We're going to put those a little bit closer together so we have a little more space there. All right. All right. There we go. All right. There is our piece. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece with the our vanilla and Secret Sea piece, and we're going to just set it right here in the middle, just slightly above the middle line. You're going to probably put this line here sort of equal with the middle line. All right. There we go. Now we're going to color our ribbon, and I'll show you how to make sure you have coordinating ribbon for everything. We need about, let's see, I'm going to pull out a somewhat gently used piece of paper, and just because there's no reason in using a perfectly good clean one when I have this one here. We're going to color all over it. We're going to use our Stampin' Blend and color this basic beige. I know I've showed this to you in the past. Show it to you again. This classic basic beige takes color on perfectly, absolutely perfectly, so that you can get a really good match. If you have the Stampin' Up or the Stampin' Blend color, you can have all 50 colors if you had these blends and this ribbon. All right, and I need 7 inches. How many inches do I need? I had it written down. I need 7 inches here, and then I need another 6 inches. So I need a total of 13 inches. I'm gonna go 13 and a half just to be safe. And excuse my reach. I'm gonna grab my scissors, cut it, and we're going to color it with the brush side of the tip. And all you have to do is do one side. And I just hold the brush side of the tip on its side and drag it across like this. Make sure I cover all of them. All right. And by doing one side, all you have to do is this one side because it seeps through on the other side. We're gonna continue doing this. And by laying it on the side, you aren't going to damage the tip point. So you'll get long life out of these. As long as you never push down on the tip, you'll get a long life out of these. All right, let's go ahead and flip this over. Also, just to let you know, you don't want to attach this too quickly after you want to let it dry. So we're going to let that dry. And I used my Spotlight on Nature. I used one of the smaller circles for the dot, dot, dash. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to just say, hey. And we're going to use, I think I'm going to use Secret Sea. I used Brave Burst on here, but I think I'm going to use Secret Sea, and then that way I have all the colors here too. So let's go ahead and go, hey. Gently, so we don't get that ring of death or circle of ink. We're going to go center, and there's our hay. Put this off to the side, and then I'm going to put an embellishment on, one embellishment on the circle, and then I'll put the embellishments on the other part of the card after I'm done tying the ribbon on. All right, so let's go ahead. And, you know, I used to use the putty, and I still enjoy the putty, but my friend Patty and my friend Tammy showed me how to use this little hook, the dental hook type piece. It's one of the Ash additions to, it's the extras on the tool, Take a Pick tool, and it just picks it up real quick and real easy. And I'm just gonna put it down right like that. And then we'll leave these out so we can do the rest of them afterwards. All right, so this is dry now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna measure it out, and I'm gonna cut it at 7, where did I put my scissors? Cut it at 7 inches. And I'm going to attach this here, just like this, using glue dots. So I always count 1, 2, I always use at least 3 glue dots when I'm doing ribbon, because what I want to do is I want to do 1 in the middle, and I attach it, I'll move this up so you can see it. I attach it to the middle of the glue of the ribbon, and then I put 1 on the very end on each side. And pull them off. All right, now I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it over, move my sentiment aside. and I'm going to attach it right about there. I'm going to push down, and then I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it over. Oh, looks like it wasn't far enough up. Sometimes if you don't push too hard, there we go. There we go. And then I'm going to just take it, I'm going to flip it over and wrap this around and do that. And now we're going to take, you know what, let's glue the rest of this on here. And we're going to glue it onto our card base. And there we go. You can put a little glue on the ribbon, doesn't hurt. We're going to center it on our card base. All right, there we go. And we're going to use foam adhesive sheet, cut off a square, put it on our sentiment, on our circle. I'm going to put my circle down here. I'm going to take the other 6 inches or so, and it is probably more than you need. I don't do bows. I don't do very good with tying bows, so I like to do the little knots. And so I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot. Tie a knot right like that, and twist it a little bit so it goes off to the side. And then I'll cut the extras off because the tails are a little too long. There's our tails. You could even cut them shorter than that. And then I'll put a couple more embellishments on, berry burst embellishments. I think I'm going to put some of the bigger ones on this. I think I used a bigger one. So we're going to do a bigger one up here. And we're going to do another big one, probably right about there. There we go. And there are there's our card using our color combo of Pecan Pie, Berry Burst, Secret Sea, and Pretty Peacock. Team no bow. Yeah. Yes, Tammy. Team no bow. At least no bow on lives. No bow on lives. So there's our card. Just to say, hey, you made my day. I hope you enjoyed this. I just love this technique. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to play with it more and more. But just so you guys know, I will have all the information, all the dimensions, including some of the right dimensions, and the dimensions I figured out here on screen, written down for you at my blog, Stampin' with Jenn. That's www.stampinwithjenn.com. Stampin' and Jenn both have 2 N's. Oh, I'm glad you loved it, Tammy. And I will have all this information, including a link to Tammy's video to see her beautiful fall leaf card using these colors. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I am so grateful you joined us. Next week, Tammy and I will be doing kits. We are actually doing the kit that they are featuring on World Card Making Day, which is Saturday, October 4th. And the kit is called Homemade and Heartfelt. And it's a big size kit. It's got a great, I don't have it opened yet, but it has, it can be purchased now. It's one of the kits they released at the beginning of September. And it has not just the cards, but it's got a great holder for the cards. So Tammy and I will be featuring cards made the original way, as well as following the instructions, as well as some alternate ideas. So join us next week for Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny and our card kit. So thank you so much for joining us. Have a great week, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.